Hey guys, my name's Genevieve, and today I'm going to be talking about succulents. They've become super trendy lately, and even though they are beginner-friendly plants, a lot of people kill them. I mean, I'm not pointing any fingers here, but you may even be one of those people. Plant killer. I mean, what? You're a plant lover, and that's why you clicked on this video. So take a seat, sit back, relax, and grab your plant buddy. This is my beginner's guide to succulent care. Let's start with what your plant will be living in. And no, I don't mean your house. I mean the soil in the pot. When choosing a pot or container, make sure it has a drainage hole at the bottom. This is important so water can escape and not pool in your soil, which can cause root rot since succulents have sensitive roots. It is also recommended to use a pot made of porous material like clay for faster and easier draining. After picking a pot, you can pair it with the soil specifically blended for cactus and succulents. This is also important because they prefer a soil that is lighter and faster draining with more aeration than regular houseplants. Some examples of those soils include Espoma organic cactus mix and gritty mix. I do not recommend using regular potting soil because it is heavy and holds too much moisture, but if it is your only option, make sure to add perlite at a 1:1 ratio for better drainage. That's a lot of talk about drainage, so what do you even do with the water once it drains into the saucer? You toss it! That's right, get rid of the excess water. Leaving it behind after draining can cause your plant to drown since the roots cannot get the air it needs, so make sure to empty that out. Speaking of water, did you know 80% of the time succulents die from watering issues? I know, I can't believe how easy it is to kill a succulent just by watering them incorrectly. So let's learn the right way to do it. Succulents store lots of water in their trunks and leaves so they can go many days without water, which means watering deeply and less frequently. When you do water your succulent, give the soil a good soak until the water runs out of the drainage hole we talked about earlier. But wait, what should you even use to water it? Well, misting is not enough since it does not reach the roots. A spray bottle causes too much water to store in their leaves and build up, causing rot. And using hard water causes water stains and growth damage. Man, all these options suck. Get it? Like succulent? Anyways, the best watering option is actually a squeeze bottle where you can easily control the water flow and avoid leaves in the process. Now, the other important thing to know is when to water your succulent. The rule of thumb is to let the soil dry between waterings. To check if the soil is dry or wet, stick your finger to the second knuckle in the soil. If it is dry, then you should water it. But if it is wet, then wait a few more days before checking again. The watering process for indoor and outdoor succulents is pretty much the same, but the amount of sunlight they need is different. Indoor succulents need as much sunlight as they can get, not outdoor ones though. Outdoor succulents need some shade throughout the day or they may burn or dry up from the intense heat. I'm going to focus on indoor succulents since that's where I keep most of my own. They can be placed on a windowsill that receive lots of sunlight since they are considered full direct sun plants. However, you should rotate them occasionally so they don't start to lean and can maintain their proper upright position. I know what you're thinking. All this sounds good, but how do I know if I'm actually doing this alright and my plant's healthy? Lucky for you, my friend, succulents have visible symptoms that are easy to see to tell you what they need. For example, let's look at light again. Succulents need a lot of sunlight, but can actually receive too much, especially on a windowsill. Leaf burns are a sign that your plant is receiving too much sun or is too close to the window, so if that is the case, move them accordingly. On the other hand, or stem if you're a plant, if it seems to be stretching up, then they need more sunlight and should be moved to get more of it. Whew, that's a lot of information, but alright friends, let's look back at water again since that's where most of the mistakes are made. You can mostly tell when succulents are having problems with watering by looking at their leaves. If you're underwatering, the leaves will start to shrivel and look less plump than usual. This one's an easy fix though, so don't worry. To fix underwatering, try water therapy. I know, that sounds kind of weird, right? But it's actually super cool and easy. For this, you take the succulent out of the soil and leave its roots in water for 24 hours. This will give your plant an instant boost, but remember, it only works if your plant is really dry, or else it can hurt more than it helps. I should also tell you that when only the bottom leaves are dry and shriveled, while the top ones look healthy, it's a sign that your plant's actually doing good. So if it looks like that, here's a sticker. That's completely normal and healthy, as it's a way for the plant to get rid of old leaves and make room for new ones. So good job! Now, if you are overwatering, the leaves will be soft and soggy. This is harder to fix than underwatering because it usually leads to root rot. To check if it is simply overwatering or a case of root rot, you have to check the plant's roots. Normal roots that appear white are a sign of overwatering, but if they are black and soft, then sadly it is root rot. To fix root rot, clean the soil off the roots and remove the rotten roots as much as possible. Put the succulent in an airy and well-lit place to dry up. If the stem has rotted as well, cut the rotten part off and let the plant callus for 4 to 6 days, then replant the plant in soil and most importantly, wait 1 to 2 days before watering again. However, you must remember that not every case can be saved, but that does not mean you can't try, because it is always worth it for our plant buddies. That was just a few basic tips on succulent care for beginners, but if you have any more questions, don't be afraid to ask for help from your local garden centers or look it up online. Taking care of plants is a wonderful pastime and can really brighten up your life, so even if you don't have a green thumb, I say give it a shot. Who knows, it might make a big difference in your life or even just add a bit more color to your home. Thanks for sticking around with me and taking the time to learn more about your plant buddy. This is Jen signing off and reminding you, don't be a prick. Bye!